What's up, guys? Another video here. So here we have a stock FRS crash bar in the back. There we have a stock FRS bumpy boy in the back. Here we have a cool XP that no longer leaks coolant, and a girlfriend who smiles sometimes. She's gonna kill me if she ever watches this video, but she doesn't. And here we have an FRS bash bar, drift armor, very nice, very nice. No more teeter-totter on my subframe when I try to jack up the back end of my car to change wheels. Super excited to get this guy on here. I've wanted one for a long time. And there is a few other companies that make them, but Drift Armor isn't accepting orders right now, I think because of COVID. So so I found this guy on a local group, and he was actually looking for somebody to trade him an uncut stock red bumper without a cut diffuser and cash for his cut bumper and his diffuser. And I told him, hey, I will buy that from you. And he was like, no man, I'm looking for a bumper. I was like, I will give you whatever you paid for it and the price of paint. And he's like, all right, fine. So I ended up buying it. I paid more than I should have, but that's all right because I didn't have to wait for shipping, didn't have to do anything. So ready to throw this thing on. I already got the socket on one of the bolts, so I'm gonna pull this off and then get the new one on. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like without it. So here we have the back end with no crash bar whatsoever. Getting ready to put this thing on. The weight difference is crazy. The drift armor bar is so heavy compared to the stock crash bar, which is, you know, completely expected. I mean, that's just a stamped and folded piece of metal, or this is actual tubing. These bolts came out pretty easy. I'm gonna throw some anti-seize on them just so I know I can get them out in the future. But yeah, super excited to get this thing on. Well done, MPC in the house. Alright guys, so I got the bash bar on. I got some anti-seize on all the bolts. And then I went ahead and cut my diffuser out. I just used a Sawzall, so the cuts are pretty garbage. I'll go through with like a hot X-Acto knife and clean everything up later in some sandpaper. Make it look all pretty. I just made sure I didn't go like into the white part. But I'm gonna throw that on, see what that looks like. This has been my dream for so long to have a cut diffuser with a bash bar and a dual tip exhaust. I just think that looks so good on these cars. So without further ado, let's get this thing on here. So here we are, we have the cut bumper, the bash bar, and the exhaust. I love the look, I really love the look. And it'll be nice because I'll be able to jack my car up super easy to be able to change wheels. See what it looks like without the trunk open. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. I like it. All ready for the next drift event or track day on Friday. So excited now. Alright guys, so that event was a lot of fun. They had a little bit different layout at the track. And it's the day after. Yesterday, I got this in the mail. I bought a hydro kit for the FRS. A guy was selling it because he is selling his car, but it's got the Villians hydro, mounting bracket, lines, calipers, caliper mounts. So I think I'm gonna start putting that in today. Yeah, it should be fun. I don't really need a hydro, but it was a really good deal, so might as well put it in. So I gotta take everything out. I still have just the canopy in here. Then I'm gonna pop out the center console, and then I think I have to remove the original handbrake, so I'm going to do that and then see if I can't just route the lines through where this handbrake is routed. Maybe just see if I could take these cables out entirely. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet. I just want to get everything kind of like mocked up and see how it's all going to work. Alright, so I have the center console out, and this is the bracket for the handbrake, and you can see it doesn't actually fit over the shifter, so I'm going to have to pull the shifter up and put this underneath. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the shifter at all, so I'll put it in and make sure I can still get into all the gears. And it does look like I'll probably have to remove my handbrake just from where this thing's going to sit. Well, maybe not, I don't know, we'll see. If I can leave it, it would be kind of nice to have, you know, a functioning parking brake still. But yeah, I'm gonna undo these bolts and then see if I can get the plate over, because to get the pin out I had to drop the exhaust. So hopefully I don't need to do that, because that would make this a little more difficult, but we'll get this apart and see if I can get it in there. So I did have to take the shifter out, which it looks like the pin's pretty accessible, so I should be fine. And I got the hydro in here. The other thing I'm worried about is it looks like it's gonna hit the seat a little bit, so I might see if I could just shave this corner down a bit. I might just leave it though, it should be fine. So I think I'm gonna grab the hydro and actually like test fit it, see what it looks like. I'll just throw a couple bolts in here and then just get it, you know, temporarily mounted. So I have the hydro just sitting here, so this is about where it'll be. So I'm gonna have to remove the handbrake because it does hit. But that should be fine. But yeah, this should be nice. I might angle it forward a little bit more just so it's more behind the steering wheel instead of in front. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So now I just gotta take out the handbrake, take out all this stuff, and then you know, start actually mounting this stuff in. Alright, so I got the bracket in, everything's tight, and I got the pin back in. Goes into all the gears nicely. Reverse. Beauty. But I'm just realizing I didn't put that rubber boot back over the pin. Oh, that's an issue. Now I gotta take it back apart. Alright, so I got the hydro mounted here. So this is where it's gonna sit. Got the shifter here. I have to say that it looks pretty sweet with the IRP shifter and then the hydro. Seems, you know, pretty sturdy. It wiggles a little bit, but you know, there's not much I can do. Now I just have to figure out where I'm going to run the line, because I have one line that goes back to like a distribution block, and then that goes to each wheel. So I don't know if I can pull these cables out. I have to unbolt this and see if I can undo them somehow. But I guess we'll see. Actually, it looks like if I take these two bolts out, this top piece will come out and I can slide the cables through. So get that done and get the cables ran. Alright, so Matt has the other jack. He had to use it to troubleshoot some guy's car. So I'm using my small one, so I can't get my car that high in the air. But I started taking the hubs apart, I guess you could say. I took my adapters because the previous owner had cut lugs with the adapters. Now I'm going to pull the caliper off, get the brackets mounted, and then I don't think I'm going to actually run the cables where the handbrake cables are. I might just leave them. I might run them like through the trunk, just take out the back seats and then run them back here, and then I don't know, maybe like drill another hole right behind or in front of where the sensors are, the wheel speed sensors, and then run them down there. That might be the best idea, because how it works is there's a little like distribution block, I guess, that comes with this kit. So you got these guys here. And you can see you got the master and then you got the calipers. So I gotta figure out where exactly I'm gonna run that, but I figure for now I'll get the adapters on, get the calipers on, and then I might switch my pads while I'm at it. These pads are pretty old, but I'll check them once I take everything apart. So all I've done so far is just I took the caliper mount off, the caliper off, and then I just took the shoes out for the handbrake. Now I just have to figure out how to get the cable out, and then I gotta pull the hub and the axle. So that'll be interesting. It'll be real interesting to see how well this hub comes out. I mean, this car only has 80,000 miles, but all 80,000 of those miles is then just it getting the shit beaten out of it. So I guess we'll see how that works. I really wish I had different studs or a different hub that I could throw in, so I don't have to worry about the cut studs anymore. But I guess, you know, that can always be a thing for a later date. So now I'm gonna pull the axle out. I'm gonna get all the hub bolts out back here, and then get the hub out, and then get these adapters on, oops, under here, and then continue the install. All right, guys, so no such luck on getting the hubs out, so I just pulled the knuckles. I'm gonna take them to my guy who has a press, see if he can press out the hubs for me, and I'm gonna order new hubs because I hammered the shit out of those, and then I can replace those studs too, so I don't have to cut studs anymore. But yeah, you can see knuckles are out, they're chilling there, so now I just gotta clean up all my tools, and then bring these knuckles out to him. I might start running the lines for the hydro. The only thing is I don't have a banjo bolt for this, so I'll have to get one of those. I'm gonna try and get the handbrake cables out, and then take it from there. I think I'm also gonna like clean all this stuff up here. I have to either cut the center console to make it fit, or I'm gonna have to just leave it out. I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited for this to be done. It's gonna take a whole lot of work, so I'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so been doing a little thinking, a little bit of research. So initially I thought this was some kind of stupid little diverter valve or something, but it's not. So I believe how these lines are ran is there's one line that goes from the master, and then this is going to go down to one of the calipers, and then there's another line that you use this double banjo bolt for, and that's going to go to the other caliper. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I couldn't really find anything on like how to run the Villians hydro kit, but I believe that's how it's supposed to be ran, so that's how I'm gonna do it. Hopefully it works. I have the knuckles in the back of the XB. I'm gonna take these over to my buddy Chris's house. He's gonna press these out for me, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna reuse these knuckles, I mean these hubs. I mean, the bearings feel kinda junk. Yeah, I should definitely replace them, at least this one, so I should probably get those ordered, and then get the new hubs in whenever they get here, and then I will be able to drive this thing with a hydro. So hallelujah, got the bearing out thanks to my good friend Chris here. This thing was so rusted in, it was no wonder it didn't come out with a slide hammer. That thing took a lot to get out, even with a press. And you can see just how rusted that is in there. So I'm gonna have to go get some nice finishing bits for my Dremel and get that all cleaned up. I already got the other hubs on the way. Should have all the lines ran for the hydro before tomorrow, so those will be good. And then it's just waiting on the new hub, so I won't have cut studs anymore, and I'll have new bearings. Although these bearings wouldn't have lasted anyways because they're so crusty. So we're back at the shop. We got these bearings out. Thank goodness, dude. That was bad. These things were so crunched in there. I got the XB out here. Dude, thank God Chris was able to get those bearings out. Those are so crusty. I would have never been able to get those out myself without the help of a press. We did end up cutting the dust shield that goes around, and then the backing plate got a little crunched, which is perfectly fine because I had to remove the backing plate for the hand, or like the drum brake anyways. The dust shield I would have had to cut, but I'm just gonna leave it without a dust shield, honestly. I might do the same in the front because they're rubbing, and I don't know. But now I can put the knuckles back on. I have new bearings on the way. They'll be here in a few days thanks to Amazon Prime. So I'll get those installed, get everything together. I think for tonight, I'm just gonna run the lines the way they're supposed to be ran, and then maybe get everything bled. I have a self-bleeder that I'll try and see if I can just get everything nice and bled. It'll be interesting because I'll have to like mock everything up without a hub in there, but I should be able to get it decent, I hope, because the calipers should be able to hold the rotor in place. I think, I don't know, might not work, but I'm gonna try it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the lines. So the Villians kit comes with these 3 bolts here. There's 2 bolts for the calipers, so one is just a short standard one. This one is a dual banjo, and then this is for the master. They also send these 2 lengths of hose here. At first I was super confused because, you know, I'm used to the normal hydro where it's like a line coming off the master, a T, and then it goes off to the 2 calipers. But this is different. It took me a while to figure everything out. But basically what you do is you run a line from the master cylinder on the hydro itself. So I'm gonna run this back through, there's these 2 holes right here that the factory handbrake cables went through. And then I'm gonna run a line to, I don't know, I'll probably do the passenger wheel first. And then you run the second cable from the passenger wheel to the driver's side wheel. And then the dual banjo bolt goes on the line that the two of them are on, obviously, and then you run it over. I was thinking about using like the factory mounts, like spreading them and then reusing these. I'm not sure if I will or if I'm not going to use them. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like spreading these apart. I might just use zip ties, just because I'm lazy. And I'm not sure if I can get these out. Maybe I can. I'm sure I could cut the cable and get it out, but I might try to like save the cable so I can sell them, because, you know, maybe somebody needs a handbrake cable. But yeah, I'm gonna just get started running the lines. I think the shorter one is gonna go from the master to the caliper, and the long one's gonna go over, because you have to kind of loop it around some stuff in order to make it, you know, go around everything. So I'm gonna kind of start trying to feed stuff through, and I'll record as I figure it out. So here's how I have the lines ran. So I have the long line coming off the master. It goes through that little boot. I actually slid it off of the original parking brake there. So that goes through there. And then it goes under the car and kind of does some loopy things. So it comes out from over there. I've got it going like over and kind of around the gas tank strap. Then I have it just zip tied to some brake lines here. It's probably super hard to see. But then on this side, I have it kind of like tucked up into the subframe because it was a little too long, but the other one was too short. So I ended up having to use this one. But then I have the 2 lines coming out here. So 2 lines will be going on the driver's side. And then this line is just kind of tucked up into the subframe. It's not even like secured by anything because there's nothing to really secure it to. But then it just comes out on this side, and then this will be going to the other caliper. So hopefully everything's long enough. I'm really hoping everything's long enough. So now I'm gonna get the knuckles back on and then kind of mock everything up and then see if everything's gonna fit correctly. Alright, so I got the knuckle and everything all together on the other side, and I got just the caliper on this side, so this is about where it'll be, except, you know, it'll obviously be this way. But one thing, so the guy I bought this stuff from, he ended up shipping me front calipers, which I didn't notice until I took them out of the box. So thank God that Matt gave me the WRX calipers, because otherwise I would have been SOL. I would have had to pay for more calipers when I already paid for him to ship me these ones, and I already paid the guy for these ones. It's just kind of dumb. I mean, I get it, mistakes happen. I sent him a message, we'll see if he does anything about it, but that's kind of stupid. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 2 random front pads for an FRS for like a caliper spacer, so I can get these things bled. And then I'm gonna throw this head back together, but I really just want to get fluid in these things and then just get them bled, so that way I don't have to do it later. So there's an issue. These WRX brakes aren't thick enough, so the rotor doesn't fit in here. So now I'm gonna have to go to the parts store tomorrow and buy 2 calipers. Hopefully they come with pads. But man, this is costing a lot more than I wanted it to because of that. I mean, the wheel bearings I needed to do anyways, so that's whatever. But I mean, it just sucks that dude shipped the wrong friggin' calipers. That really sucks. So now I have to go buy more. Hopefully they're not too expensive. Maybe I'll see if Amazon has them for cheap. I don't know. Sucks. Big sucks. But I mean, at least I got everything routed. I have the handbrake all plumbed up. So if we look, we have a hydro. Now I just have to fill it with fluid and get the right calipers, of course. So that'll be a project for another day. I'm sweating like crazy. My phone is dead. It's time to go home. Alright guys, so I got fluid, but I can't put it in yet. So these WRX calipers are a little too small. The thickness of the rotor doesn't fit in the bracket, and it's a little too tall. Like, it comes out a little too far. So I just had to bite the bullet and order two remanufactured calipers. So I didn't really end up saving any money on this hydro kit. Honestly, I probably wasted money. I probably could have ordered everything brand new, cheaper, but oh well, I mean, live and learn, right? Hopefully the guy will refund some money for those calipers being wrong, since I paid him for those calipers and paid to ship these, and shipping was like $80. So I don't know, we'll see. I mean, if he doesn't, he doesn't. It's whatever. But yeah, now I just have to take those off. The guy at the parts store said I can, you know, just give him these for the core charge and save myself $50. So it'll only be like $180 for both rear calipers, and then I'll finally be able to get this all together. Of course, once I get the new hubs in. And it just so turns out that the lug nuts fit perfectly on the hub bolts. So that's what I have, you know, temporarily holding these in. But I'll have to take these off because I have to wait for new calipers anyways. And before I get my hands too dirty, you know, I gotta get this thing on here. Let's get this satisfying peel ready. Ooh. Damn, fresh stickers on the dash, always feel good. Alright guys, so I got the FRS pushed into the corner because Matt's got to work on his buddy's car. So he's got all this from here. And now I'm gonna start cutting up the center console so that it fits around the hydro. So basically all I did is I put it in here and I just kind of marked where the hydro was on the center console. And then I'm just gonna start by cutting this piece here, just cut it as straight as I can. And I'm gonna cut like this and then see if that'll be enough for it to fit. Alright guys, so this is what I got. I ended up just like making a bunch of small cuts and then kind of trimming everything. I just used actually a hacksaw and it worked really nice. But I got to cut up here and then it'll go right around where the shifter bezel sits. So I'll still have the shifter bezel in here. And then it should fit around the hydro, so let's see how that works. So I got everything in here. So if we take a look, I got the hydro right on the side here, and it still rubs a real little bit, but I mean that should be fine. We got the shifter in here yet. I kept the shift boot and everything. The only thing I wanted out was just the handbrake part, which was already out before because it would always come up anyway. So now I just gotta wait for those calipers to get here and the hubs and throw everything back together. I'll have a working hydro. Alright guys, the parts are here. Shop is kind of a mess, ignore that. We got the FRS over there, we got the boat still out here. Yeah, I got the wheel bearings. Just ordered the same ones that I did for the front because I mean they seem to be holding up pretty well. Some Detroit axle cheapy boys. So we'll get these open. Hopefully they send me the right ones and not the wrong ones. Let's just drop that there. And yeah, I'm gonna start on this side until Matt gets here, because I'm not sure if he wants me to move this out of the way or not, because this thing literally has no brakes because the brake line is undone. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get the parts out and start working on it, and then once I get done with that side I'll just switch to the other side, and if I get it all done by the time he's, you know, not here, because he's working late tonight. So yeah. Also, I did get the brake lines hooked up for the hydro, and I did just shove a bunch of brake pads in there to get it all bled up. So I got it like slightly bled. I still have to bleed it more, obviously, because I'll want to re-bleed it once I get everything actually together. But for now it'll be all right. Yeah, this is another room I have to work with because I'm impatient. And Matt's got to work on this for his buddy. This is his buddy's car. He like got a big old hole in his brake line and lost brakes. So Matt's replacing the line for him. So he's got that in here, which totally cool. I just want to get this stuff in here, so I'm just gonna kind of work around it and get everything together. Hopefully. So I just kind of thought that was kind of weird. So they came in a box, and then they're in like this weird tarp thing. I don't know if that's just like a waterproof coating. Let's see if my knife is sharp enough here to open this without ripping my leg open. I'm gonna do this off camera. More boxes. Jesus. Get out of here. How do I open this thing? Oh, like that. Yeah, let's see what these guys look like. Beauty. Beauty. Let's get this thing out. Check that out. Fresh bearings. We got some nice studs on there. No more cut studs. So now I just got to get these installed on here. I believe it doesn't matter if it goes on the left or right. I believe they're both the same. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the same for the other side. So I'm going to get those slapped on there. I had to get the brackets on first. I had to do the Dayton 1 dual caliper brackets. So let's see, this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be the one for this side. So get this stuff in. I'm super excited, dude. Super excited. You don't even know. So I'll try to get some good camera angles. I'm kind of wedged in between the two here. But basically the bracket's going to go on like this. And then, actually that kind of works out. I can hold the GoPro with my knees. And then this bolt is going to go through here like this. And then the hub is going to bolt on like so. Like that. And then everything just kind of bolts together. And then that's how you have dual rear caliper brackets. Alright, so I have the rotor on. I have the hub on, I have the rotor on, I have the rear bracket on. I still have to take apart the front bracket to get that on. But as you can see there, we've got the bracket on. So now I just gotta get the pads on the back rotor and then get the front rotor on. Alright, so I got the passenger side all done. I had Gracie help me push that thing out of here. So this side's all done, got the axle nut all tight and everything. So this side is ready to get the wheel back on. Might tuck this brake line in a little bit more. Or at least just make sure the wheel's not gonna hit it. But yeah, it's looking good. Now I just gotta do the other side, and then I just gotta re-bleed the hydro. But I think I'm gonna make like a self-bleeder for that. Because when we bled it, I just had Gracie pull the handbrake a bunch of times. I did like normal brakes, which kinda works, not really. So I'm gonna make a self-bleeder for it and just pump it like 1,000 times on each side. So get that side done and then we'll get that. Alright, so everything's back together. Got the hydro bled. My buddy Colin came out to help. Just made a self-bleeder out of a bottle of Gatorade and then just drilled a hole in the cap. And the hydro definitely works. Did a little test out here. So now I'm gonna load up all my shit for the track for Friday. And this is gonna be my daily back and forth to work for the rest of the week. That'll be fun. Whipping this. Hell yeah. What's up, guys? I haven't recorded in a while. I've been super busy. The FRS isn't here right now, but I got the aero back on. I got the still-in lip kit back on. The back bumper is not on, obviously, because that bumper bracket. But today, I picked up a spare trans. This had 30,000 miles. The throwout bearing is actually in one piece, which is, you know, kind of incredible because the throwout bearings on these cars are junk. And I paid $500 for the trans. He gave me a clutch that has the same amount of miles. Clutch is really good yet. A starter, and then I actually bought these PBM or Part Shop Max lower control arms from him for $100, which is quite a good deal. So I'm gonna take this stuff out, set it in the shop, and then go from there. Got the FRS here. Yeah, still no bumper. Kind of looks whack, but whatever. But yeah, I got the lip kit on here, looking all nice and fancy. It complements the wheels a bit. Got the front lip on, and then have the wing on, even though it's missing some paint. So I just did a little bit of a meme here. I am satin white pearl. It works, whatever. But yeah, I took it out on Friday. slid really well. Before I go this Friday, I need to do an oil change, and then I also brought the XXR, or the XXR, what the hell, the SSR that had the crack in it. I brought that to actually Chris's shop, the same guy who pressed out my wheel bearings for me, and he's gonna weld that crack so I can actually run those wheels again. Super excited for that. Won't have this, you know, crazy gross fitment. I'll have, you know, proper fitment. Looking forward to that. So I think that's where I'm gonna start the next video, actually, just because I've recorded quite a bit, I think. I don't know. It's been a while, so I have to get my card reader and edit the videos. I haven't been recording much the last few days just because I've been crazy busy with work. I've been dog sitting and house sitting for a lady. So I've just had no time. It's been super hot out. It's just been crazy busy. But leave a like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.